As if we don't have enough projects around here. Today's project, we're going to do on the Jeep a water pump. Good old daily driver. She's been dripping a little. Can't have that. You always got to have your reliable daily to take you from point A to point B. So in this video, I'm showing you how to do a water pump on a 5.7. So initially, this is a 5.7 with a 392 intake. So if you have a 5.7, the biggest difference will be getting your intake out of the way. It sits right in front and around. In my case, I really don't need to do that. So first things first we'll do is drain the coolant. You could do it by pulling the lower hose. Regardless, you got to get the lower hose off, top hose off, take the sensor off, swing this hose out of the way. You can reuse your thermostat if you have a 180 RIP superchargers or whatever the company is. Like I do, I'm going to be reusing it. It is a good, not too expensive, but quite expensive thermostat. I got new seals for it, so we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Take the belt off and undo the bolts. 16 mil for the tensioner here. Reason why we take these off now is we're going to need the room to get to a couple of bolts on the water pump. Might as well get it out of our way so that we can optimize our working space. Any tech knows we already struggle enough with bad engineering, bad placement of parts, components. So now that's all off. Now we could get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bolts off. You can always take these off, put them right back onto the new water pump so you know exactly where they go. Some are long, some are short, so watch out for that. Once all those are off, this whole piece just kind of pops. Grab your new part, count all the bolt holes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you should have 11 bolts. 8, 9, 10, 11 bolts. Set this somewhere safe. This is where it gets a little tricky. There's one 10 mil right here you want to get. It'll loosen this heater pipe up. It runs from your pump all the way to here, core lines back there. You're just barely able to make it so you can move it. Once you have that kind of loose, wiggle a little bit. There is an O-ring on the pipe you don't want to hurt. Then you should be able to kind of pull the water pump off and it'll drop down and it'll be set to go. So now that it's off, you can see this isn't your typical style gasket. This is a newer rubber style gaskets that a lot of vehicles have. A lot of wear and tear, just heat. That's really it. You see a lot of coolant. I was getting like a very couple drips, not even anything to worry about. But like I said, you always want your A to B, especially with a family, reliable daily intact. I do have the backup that just sits there, collects dust, tastefully modded. We are in winter, but right now you can see it's pretty nice out. I don't have any space to do anything in there, so had to do this job outside fairly quick. One of the easier water pumps to do versus an A4. That'll be the next project once I'm done here. Try to make way in that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the surface now. Clean up the O-ring a little bit, feel it out for any cracks. You might think it might be broken, torn. I should go get a new one. But yeah, and just like that, we got it all on set together. Went ahead, hand torqued all the bolts, ran them down with the 3/8, but always hand torque. Put a new clamp on the lower hose. Got this little 10 mil bolt down nice and tight. This is seated. If you notice a big gap or it's at an angle, it's not seated properly, so we'll look out for that. Final thing, once you got this all bolted down, you want to make sure this spins with the very little bit of resistance, just like this. If this isn't spinning, this means this isn't seated right or something's obstructing the backside of that impeller, and you want to take it all apart. Make sure, because once you put the belt on, you'll burn the belt right up. So now let's get the idlers and tensioners and the belt on. Give it a good bleed. Just like that, we got the belt on. You can take this picture for a routing. goes up, down, up and over, all the way down to the AC, shoots around the crank, and wraps around the tensioner to the alternator. A little tricky, because I had this up here. I'm like, why is this rubbing? So, yeah. Now we'll get the thermostat on and get it bleeding. And just like that, we're nice and reassembled. Always double check, triple check, quadruple check, whether it's your own car or a customer's car. Make sure everything's routed right, everything's torqued, nice tight, no leaks. Correct way to bleed a system is vacuum the system and then fill. So vacuum filling it. It always 100% guarantees a nice seal if you notice the vacuum's going low and what have you. Fortunately, all my good tools are at work, so I'll be doing it the traditional way. Other than that, always make sure you always clean up your work area or your workspace. Make sure you don't leave tools behind. And yeah, always make sure you clean up, whether it's a customer car or your own car. It shows discipline, shows you care. I mean, a lot of people lose their mind. It's like, oh, this guy left a mess, now I'm leaking all over, it's residual, yada yada. So always make sure you clean up after yourself. It shows a lot of discipline, you care. If not, you a hack. But let's get it bled and go on our test drive. It's a nice cold start for you guys. Got the coolant system filled. I'm just gonna run it with the heat on hot, full blast. And just make sure you don't get any air bubbles. A good way to know if you don't have a vacuum bleeder system like myself here at the moment. Best way to know if you have most of the bubbles out of your system is if you got nice hot heat without having to rev it, without stepping it up, accelerating, and obviously watching your temperature gauge. Some vehicles show the temperature like this one does. Some you can just go by the needle and so on. But yeah, there we go. Doesn't overflow. Always top your overflow off as well, like I have for reserve. And just watch the gauge, watch the coolant. This is what a nice 5.7 Eagle 2018 Hemi sounds like. Cold start, cold idle. We're bleeding the coolant now. We'll get ready for our test drive. As soon as we got nice hot heat, the gauge stays steady. See little bubbles coming out. Let it warm up a little bit more, give her some gas, hold it steady at around 2,000 RPM. Like I said, till you get about some nice good heat coming through your vents. Back in the vehicle, just giving it a couple RPMs. This is a very nice feature a lot of newer cars have. You could actually watch your coolant temp right here. Mine thermostat is a 180 thermostat by RIM. Performance, cooling, and obviously I'm tuned for it. So mine opens a lot earlier than a lot of the factory thermostats on these Hemis. It could be literally 220 to, I want to say, 235 as a hot. And your fan should kick on, bring your temps down. But yeah, way big of an upgrade with the RIP supercharger. No sponsoring here, none of that. But yeah, very great product. And it works throughout Michigan winters. That's where I'm located. We get negative degrees. This vehicle stays nice and warm. Hot heat, engine heat, doesn't wear out the engine premature, nothing like that. So trying to get it up to about 180. And make sure we got some nice heat. We'll go for a test drive. This car is right around 165 degrees. We already have some really nice hot heat. We already went ahead and topped the coolant off. It's not capped off yet with the radiator cap because, once again, we are not at 180 degrees to where my thermostat opens. That's when the coolant is regulating from the radiator throughout the engine, throughout the heater core, and back to your radiator. So technically we're still not in the clear until we see that coolant go down and thermostat's open. So it's very useful to know what temperature your thermostat opens up at and so on. So, and you'll know, you won't even have hot as heat as I do just about yet, because I'm at only 170 degrees still. A few more degrees to go, usually about 185, you'll know. notice a lot of coolant get sucked down, which is perfectly fine, as long as it's not going